Hello, viewers! Welcome back to our channel, Walking Thoughts Nebraska. Continuation of our videos from Italy. We want to show you some of the churches that we went to in Rome. If you search online, they're going to say that there are more than 900 churches in Rome, which makes it the city with the largest number of churches in the world. All of these churches are Catholic churches. One of the reasons we went through some of the churches that we saw is because of the fresco. This is an ancient Roman decorated interior walls of houses or churches. It's executed on wet plaster. It's a technique, and at that time it was cheaper than painting or than putting works of art. Some of the churches, their fresco were painted by famous painters, and so you're going to see that they do have this type of glass that it faces the ceiling. That way you just have to look at the glass and you're able to see the amazing artworks that they have there, and you get to see all other parts of the church too. One of the great things about churches here in Rome is that they are open for everyone. Whether you're of the Catholic faith or another faith, you are welcome to come inside and be able to see their frescoes, their paintings, sculptures. As I've shared, some of them are created and painted by famous painters or artists of their time, so they are well known around here in Rome. Some of the churches, though, are quiet like this one. There are less tourists. You're able to see them at the side streets. You just have to be mindful of if they are having their Holy Mass or there are people who are praying, to make sure that you're quiet and you are entering the building with the right outfit. They do have some announcement or some reminders to make sure that your shoulders are covered and you're not wearing shorts or anything like that. Like I mentioned earlier, with over 900 churches here in Rome, you are able to go to a street and be able to find one that's open. We went in October. There are those that are closed for renovations, but for most part, they're open. The one church that we were able to get extensive video of is this church that is at the Spanish Steps. When you go up there, you're able to see this. This is the Church of Santissima Trinita de Monti. This sculpture here is one of the art treasures that is in view here at Trinity de Monti, or Trinity of the Mountains. The Italian Renaissance church was constructed in 1585 by Pope Sixtus V. The front of the church, I've shown it to you, has an Obelisko Salustiano, or the obelisk, that was placed there in 1789. The facade was designed by Carlo Maderno and it was finished in 1570. This church is packed with magnificent work of art of Daniele de Volterra. He was a student of Michelangelo, and after Michelangelo's death, Daniel was hired to cover the genitals in his Last Supper with vestments and loincloths. He painted the clothing on the nude figures in the Last Judgment at the Sistine Chapel as well, per request of the Pope at that time. Each of the chapels here has that description of what you're seeing and who the artists were who completed the mosaics or the painting or the sculptures that are around here. The altar that I've shown you, that's very elegant, was designed by Jean de Champagne with twisted side columns. Next to the altar, you were able to admire Federico's coronation of the Virgin. And then there's also a copy of Giving of the Keys to St. Peter. Historically, the kings of France remained patrons of this church until the French Revolution, and the church continued to be the church of the Minim Friars until its partial destruction in 1798. However, since 2016, the care of the Trinity de Montes, or this church and the complex, has been entrusted to the Emmanuel community through the agreement by the Holy See and the French government. So the last few arts are still in one of the chapels, and then we're going to end our time here at Trinity, and we have one more church to share with you that has other magnificent works of arts as well. This next church is the Church of Saints Vincenzo and Anastasio in the Trevi area. You are able to see this just right before you cross the street to go to the Trevi Fountain area, and this is open for the public too. So of course we try to get in and looked at its magnificent works of art that's around the church before we head to the Trevi Fountain. Since 1570, it has been known as Santi, Vincenzo, and Anastasio. The original church was rebuilt in Baroque style by order of Cardinal Mazarin. Church therefore has medieval origin. It is listed among the branches of San Silvestro in Capite in a bull of Pope John XII in 962. It is also mentioned in the 15th century catalogs. From 16th century onwards, it took on dual name of Santi Vicenze and Anastasio. The church is now part of Fund for Places of Worship of the Italian state. And as we walk down to the next place that we're going to go to, there's another church that we saw and it's open. So, of course, we're going to go in and see what's inside. This church is right next to the Conservatorio Santa Cecilia. It's just in one of the streets here in Rome. It's still an active parish, an active church. So when you enter and there's going to be a holy mass or they have a celebration, let's be respectful and be quiet and admire the arts in silence and in a respectful manner. We spent a few more minutes inside this church to be able to look at all of the sculptures, paintings, frescoes that we can see in each of the chapels here. And then we headed to our next destination. As always, we want to say thank you for joining us in all of our adventures. This is not the end of our Italy tour, of our Rome and Florence tour. We're going to have a few more videos, so please continue to join us. Remember to hit the subscribe button, like button, and notification bell as well. That way, whenever we have a new video, you'll be updated. See you next time. Bye!